Another SiriusXM exclusive broadcast. His rise to stardom is unlike any other. He overcame the impossible to succeed. His get-rich-or-die-trying mentality made him a worldwide star. He's won a Grammy Award, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, 13 Billboard Music Awards, sold millions of records around the world. Rapper, actor, writer, CEO, philanthropist, and much more. Please welcome the incomparable 50 Cent.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
They put together that intro for me. I appreciate whoever did that. They always flatter me. I feel like I should be shy. I just don't really know how to be when they say those things about me. But I see some familiar faces from people that I actually worked with, journalists in the background. So they heard some portions of what I'm going to say. Don't get mad at me for repeating it because I didn't get a chance to tell it to the people in the room.
So check it out, y'all. Just want to welcome y'all, right? This is SiriusXM's Town Hall with 50 Cent. Y'all know the man, the myth, the legend. He's here. All right, this is the 89th Town Hall. I mean, we've done this with Eminem, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. So when you talk about that star caliber of artists.
But they only play like 2 songs because they got shit to do. So they figure they're going to be here for a little bit and I got to run.
But we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm going to play a few songs. I wanted to play more, but because they're going to actually play what we're taping at some point, I can't play everything. You know, so they're limited.
We'll get through it, though. We'll get through it. So this is the new album.
Right.
Animal Ambition.
And yeah, it's actually the title. I have a harder time developing what the concept of a record, the entire album's going to be, than actually writing it. You know, once I figure out what I'm trying to do, it comes out pretty easy. But a lot of times, like, artists use the template that would continuously be entertaining by every living being by using life and death as the theme. So you've seen Ready to Die, you've seen Life After Death, you've seen Machiavelli from Tupac, and a lot of one-off songs on projects that would resemble life-threatening situations or death itself being in the situation. So I wanted to move away from that, and I looked at the consistent theme through our culture being, if it ain't about money, it really ain't about shit. And also the ministers that preach prosperity have a larger congregation. You know, like the guy that's just preaching the word has that small church in the neighborhood, but Creflo Dollar has to be televised. Because people who actually want to live life on the highest level at the same time are attracted to the concept of God actually wanting us to live good at the same time.
So this animal ambition concept is just as much about you as it is about the listener taking whatever they need from it to further their own situation.
Absolutely. I didn't. Animal ambition is half of the title. The other half is an untamed desire to win. Like Get Rich or Die Trying, it is one of those things that can be interpreted positive and negative, depending on the person that actually making a statement or how you perceive that person. You know, because you got people that have a drive to be successful to the point that it feels negative. It feels like they'll do anything to achieve, you know, what they're actually after. And when it connects to finance, it can begin to feel like it's a negative intention. But when you come out of environment where the price of life is cheap and the biggest visible restraint is financial, you start to feel like money is the answer to a lot of those problems. And you'll work and you develop a fetish for trying to accomplish that. And I feel like the only difference between people is passion. Because if they took a man and they ran him through a CAT scan at the same point that they took Einstein and ran him through a CAT scan, they said that they were the same physically. His passion for science would separate him and make him someone special. Like, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s passion is developed based on Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's seen it early enough for him to fall in love with the sport and become one of the biggest talents that we have now. Like the Mannings had the twins, 2 sons that have NFL quarterback rings. Like Venus and Serena, their passion developed from their dad with tennis, got the girls into the position that they're in. It's just allowing the influences that are around us to become things that we make the decision to want to do. You know, not like, I hate when I see parents push their kids into a pocket, like, because we do live vicariously through them. You know, but when they push them, it's like super hard, like pushing them into a different territory where we're not sure that that's their idea anymore. Then it could be interesting. But I think when the child makes the decision to do that, then they can actually do absolutely anything. So we have all kind of capabilities that we don't actually hone into. So I wanted to write those things, and from a warp perspective too, so it even shows the sense of entitlement that may be growing inside of a person next to you while you're winning and you're not actually being aware of their feelings, or that envy or jealousy connected to watching you do good when someone's next to you. Like, I want to see you do good shit, but not better than me. You know, like that person that feels like that's next to you. And like, that's what actual Hold On is about. Like, that was the song that I tried to offer the, I know, like, the difference between right and wrong. So when I say something to myself, I'm saying, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I forget. As simple as I forget not to actually do it from time to time, because when people know where you're actually from, then they can understand the possibility of you slipping in behavior. So I put those things in there, and I think without making an explanation for why I had those different tools to use on it, it's obvious. Like when you hear it, like I've used even the situation with Jimmy Henchman.
Right.
Yeah, I use everything in my music. I try to draw off things that are actually happening because there was so much going on at his trial had started. Right. So I wrote the piece that was at the end.
You put it into the music.
Record, yeah.
I think it's only right.
Yeah.
We talked about the record. Want to play the record?
Let's play it.
Y'all want to hear Hold On? Yeah. Let's hear Hold On. 50 Cent, Hold On from Animal Ambition. June 3rd. Let's get into it.
From our New York City studios, here's MTV senior hip-hop writer and guest moderator, Rob Markman.
What up, what up? That was Hold On. Produced by Frank Dukes. We're back. Welcome back to SiriusXM's Town Hall with 50 Cent on Shade 45. I'm your host, MTV's Rob Markman. Fifth.
Yeah.
We heard a lot of records from you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard Candy Shop was a big record.
Yeah, a lot of records, and a lot of, at different points, I did different things that when I play the music back to myself, I'm like, man, they had me all the way over here, huh?
Right, but
like
this sounds all the way over.
Like back to the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's back to the very beginning. And it's because in process, I'll explain it really quick. Like when you actually win for the first time, they're excited about it because it's confirmation that you can come from the bottom to that actual point, and it means everyone has a shot. But when you continuously win and you win and you win, the artist community goes, God damn it, if you don't get out the way, how am I have my chance to win 50? And then it starts to go, it's cool, but it don't feel like when he first came out. And they go, no, I didn't say I didn't like it. I said it was cool. Like it just don't feel the same like it was when he first came. And then it sways away from you. It's like there's nothing you can do to hold it. At that point, it will sway away from you, and it'll be time for someone else to have a moment within music culture. Not just, but hip hop is a little more blatant. Like they'll go, oh no, you go, get out of here. We don't want you no more. And then go, yeah, you. Tell whoever they got back there to come in. Because we don't even know who we got to replace it.
Did you ever feel like that there was a time when hip hop didn't want what 50 Cent had to offer?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got your core fans that aren't going to just move away from you regardless. They're going to listen and go, nah, it's still right. I'm hearing it right now. My ears. I heard you and hear what he said. They're going to still enjoy the music. But you got the guys that follow the trend of whatever's happening at the moment. And when they say something else is cool, they move to that thing that's cool at the moment. And then for you, you got to say, where was Jay-Z from 2003 to 2006? I saw 23 million records between 2003 and 2006.
Right.
He stopped making music, said, I'm going to go be the president of a record company. I quit. We'll get back to what me and you got later, Fifth. I quit, time out. I'll come back to play later. Then he signed the Beyonce contract. I was like, yeah, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Right.
Once that joint, that shit is a tough one to beat. You got, I can't really get with it. Like when she started doing all that, I said, God damn, he done went and got breasts.
But at what point, I mean, even still, you've experienced so much success, maybe more than any other rapper, period. And it might not happen again. There's a good chance that this will never happen again, what we saw with Get Rich and what we saw with The Massacre. So a song like Hold On, how do you tap it? You sort of feel like the underdog, or you sound like the underdog again. How do you go back to that place?
That's the only way you can actually create that type of feeling on the record. You have to feel like the underdog when you're writing it. You gotta make it, and
there's a lot of checks coming across your table.
But as far as you creating another entry to put within the music culture, all of these things will be here longer than me. Like I'll die, I'll be gone, and hopefully it will inspire new artists. And I can't wait to see the new 50 Cent. Like the guy that is coming from the environment that go ahead and takes the opportunities and allows himself to actually consume the information that's given and be able to move forward in different ways and on all different fronts.
Do you think he's out there yet? Have you heard anything that made you think this might be it, that might be it?
I thought Chief Keef was
the new 50 Cent.
I thought it was in the beginning. I don't know if it'll actually do what.
Look at the face.
But you know why?
You can see a face.
I thought that because when I looked at it, the aggression level that was there matched the actual environment that he's coming from, like in Chicago. Like when you see the guy make a music video and it's like 15 guys in the actual living room.
That was your Lights on the Line video.
But it's because he's protecting himself from the 15 guys in the other living room. That's 4 and 5 blocks down. He got to be in that circle in order to survive within his habitat. So when I looked at it, I liked it, and he was young enough for me to see him as Marquise. He's like my son. You know what I mean? So I took to it, and then I tried to talk to him. It's a lot when you have that much negative stuff around you, and you don't actually have someone that. Even the things that I said to him could be countered by someone saying, you hot. Why you think 50 talking to you? You got 50 Cent talking to you, fool. You hot. He ain't hot. He needs you.
All right.
What's the matter with you? If at any point I can figure out what I need a new artist for, well, I still haven't figured out what I would need a new artist for. Like out of... Because no one actually knows him. If he can hit a note that I can't hit, like if he can actually sing something that I can't sing, then I may need him to come do that.
Well, I mean, you do have, Interscope, the deal is done. G-Unit has moved on to Capital and Caroline Distribution. You still have a record label. So if you came across this new artist, would you sign him?
Yeah. I'd like to be what Eminem was for my career. Like M and Dre actually launched me, but M is the reason he brought me to Dre.
Right.
Like in process, I flew to Los Angeles, and then we went to an actual studio where they was mixing the 8 Mile film. And Dre came, and I met him for the first time, but M introduced me to Dre. And that's why I always say it that way. Like I always say M and
it's a conscious effort.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back to this conversation, man. I mean, it's a rare treat that we get to kind of sit down with you and all your fans is here. The energy in the room is amazing. But I think it's time to get into another record, man. I feel like another record.
This one took
Don't Worry About It?
Yeah, Don't Worry About It is a joint that it kind of matches the feeling of the music that's out at the moment, but it doesn't have the same production sounds. Because I'm conscious I don't want to make the same record. It feels like they're rapping to the same record. It's the same hi-hat. It's the same energy on the actual song. So I needed the production to feel like something different, even if it allowed me to use some of the same cadences.
So we got Yo Gotti on this one.
Yeah, featuring Yo Gotti.
Who produced it?
And I don't even know who produced this.
Well, I'm sure he did a wonderful job with it. We're going to get into it. 50 Cent, Animal Ambition.
It was the right one, though.
Listen, there was a lot of producers that made the right one that we hadn't heard from them again.
Rob Reef. Where's Rob Reef? In our studio audience. This guy right here, he made What Up Gangsta.
Yeah.
And never made another hit.
But let's get into this one, man. Don't Worry About It, featuring Yo Gotti off that Animal Ambition in stores June 3rd.
XM's Town Hall with 50 Cent.
Yeah. Don't Worry About It, featuring Yo Gotti, produced by some very talented individual. We just don't know his name yet.
Yeah, we'll get it.
But welcome to the Sirius XM's Town Hall with 50 Cent. I am Rob Markman. That is Mr. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, the man of the hour. Now, that record got a real bounce to it, but it doesn't sound too foreign because you're the same guy who said, I'm a New Yorker, but I sound Southern.
Yeah, right.
On the first album. You've always been with this.
And then 50 Cent is the future. I've always acknowledged Southern-based music. Like, I've always liked it. The first time I worked with an artist outside of New York was UGK. Mm-hmm. With Bun B and Pimp C.
As the World Turns?
It was in 98.
Mm-hmm.
So it was before. We did a song called As the World Turns. It was a Pimp record. And then after I had got shot, Jay did
Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimpin'.
Rest in
I don't
peace,
know
Pimp
where
C.
he got the idea from. I don't know. Maybe it was like my record. I mean, if my record was like a Pimp record, maybe I would think he got the idea from me. But I don't know where he got the idea from.
Listen, this second time you actually referenced Jay. What are your guys' relationship like? Because there's never been a full-on beef, but there's definitely been a competitive back and forth, whatever you could do, I could do better type thing.
Well, I mean, you need someone. You need someone to work off. Everybody does. Like, wherever you at. You know, it doesn't always have to be negative. You know, in competition. Like, I'm happy where I'm at, so why wouldn't I be happy where he is? You know, but once we start to make music that is supposed to be competitive or supposed to really do something to our culture to shift where we go next, then you got to look at it and say, I mean, if I had a lawnmower company, I'd have a competition going. I think it provides additional energy to how you actually do things. You should find someone in your space that you can actually utilize to work off of that's consistent, that is an actual challenge for you. Other than, you know, if there's no challenge, then you're going to find yourself at an easy job, a hard job to do. You forget you working.
Funny thing is, y'all laugh, but he actually does have a lawnmower company, Green Unit. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Now, Yo Gotti is featured on this record,
right?
And you know, you've always worked with Southern artists. You mentioned UGK, Young Buck early on was originally in Juvenile's crew,
right?
And later you brought him on to G Unit. So you always been one to kind of collaborate and choose your collaborations pretty carefully. Why Yo Gotti? Why did Yo Gotti?
Well, I think he's next. I think he's in that slot where he's getting ready to turn the corner in Southern-based music. I mean, this may help him make the turn, but he's one of those artists that I see that is going to have a shot, regardlessly. And the material he's been putting out has been consistent. So, you know, I get a chance to watch him and see some of the music that plays. And then there's some artists I can collaborate with really easy, and other guys that I go, yeah, it has to be the right song that we work together, or it won't. Like, it'd be... I really don't see me and Justin Bieber like making a record, but I do see, like, when you see an artist have that kind of selling power connected.
No, he
to
got
it.
arrested one more again. It might make sense.
Baby got more cases than the thug.
Yeah.
Baby thugged out for real.
Listen.
Who you call gangster?
He hanging around 50 Cent. You know that's going to be the story.
Oh, yeah, then it's all my fault, right? I did the shit, right?
Nah, but, the collaborations on this record are interesting. I mean, we have Styles P I saw, and Jadakiss I heard about, and Trey Songz.
Right.
I think one of the questions I'd be remiss to ask you, I think we're all kind of fans of the way you're doing it now and the way you used to do it. I mean, we'd love to see you and Banks. Is that in the works, or what's up with that? There's a lot of things going on with you.
I mean, there may be a point that we're all on the same project, or we're working on the same things, but there's a point that the artists actually want their independence. Like, you gotta understand, the entire career they've been standing next to me on stage and not being the actual focus, because that's the way the career started. Like, it's the 50 Cent project, and you stand there until I say we're gonna sell your project. And then, okay, we're going to sell yours now. Go ahead, you go on the front. But it's on my terms.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now they want to do it on their own. And I'm cool with that. Then I ain't got to carry all these people with me.
Right. So,
because they got their own entourage, people around them that their own crew. They could take them. It's cool. Like, it's like when Jay-Z is developing Rockefeller, he's not saying everybody's going to be a winner. He's saying that whoever pulls themselves to the front is going to actually be there. Look, one of them turned into Kanye.
Right.
Then you know what I mean? Like, not everybody's going to turn into that, but that's what happens.
Is there still, Yayo came out with a comment and kind of had everybody reporting that G-Unit is over. Are these guys still, is this still contract, is still paperwork in place with this new deal that you take over to Carolina Distribution?
When they say over, it means that what you're saying is that it surprises them to hear that out of his mouth. Like, everything that he does, when he makes a mistake, they say, 50 Cent affiliate. This is how I get in the newspaper half the time.
All right. I'm guilty of writing these articles.
You see what I'm saying? So like they put that there. They use my name so it's actual coverage worthy. And then it's more stuff there. And look, I've seen him say sorry more than anything else in our conversations. His sorry don't mean sorry. His sorry mean, yo, man, okay, man, till next time. Chill till next time.
Hold on.
Chill till next time. That's what it means, because you're going to do it over and over. It's the same things to repeat. And I don't have any, I love them. I grew up with them. They, you know what I'm saying? Like that, they just, like my baby brothers, and they want to do things differently. Go ahead. I'm not going to chase you around you want me to come hunt you down, come to your house, find your music. If you didn't finish it, fix it for you. Put it out and pay for it to actually everything else to happen, and then you tell me what to do. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, one guy that I always see around a lot, and the energy seems to complement each other is Kid Kid.
Kid Kid is different. Kid Kid had a hard time. See, when you go through the process of building yourself, you're just ready to work. Like the artist front, like when you didn't actually come in, look. When I had the largest debut in hip-hop album, so did Lloyd Banks. He was on stage every day, every show, for the largest debut in hip-hop album.
So he felt that energy.
Yeah, and then when you sell 3 million records, like, because the G-Unit album sold 3 million records. Well, Game's album did 5. His album did 3. This is momentum around the actual project at the time. You saying when you're doing... When they haven't had an artist come out on the West Coast for 10 years, Snoop's last album, it builds an additional energy around the project when you're marketing it as new artists from the West Coast game. And that speaks for the other 2 million records. Then when Lloyd Banks comes, he gets his 3 million records. The group album is 3 million records. Buck does 1.7 million records. Gayo does 800,000 because he has the ankle bracelet.
Right. He can't promote.
He missed the whole process. Like he went to jail, came back, and had $1 million in his account. It's pretty tough to teach them that you got to work to get this. They think I'm supposed to just give it to you.
You throw out all these numbers, and then 2014 is when sales aren't what they were. Seems like a lifetime ago. It seems like a heaven set to be able to throw out these multi-platinum numbers. With Animal Ambition, What are the expectations for you, and what's the measure of success for this album?
If I measured my success on an actual number, I couldn't achieve success in this time period because of how much I've done in the past. Like,
right.
There's some 13 million records on Get Rich or Die Trying, 10 million records on The Massacre. These projects, even my bad record, the record that they said was the one that was with the Ayo Technology and I Get Money, my Curtis album, they said, oh, that was the bad album. They ain't listen to that record. The Ayo Technology song was the #1 record. It just wasn't #1 at the time of actual release. It was #1 3 weeks later.
Right.
So when they say that was the bad record, that was 780,000 copies that week. So that's what M just did on his last album.
Right. So
if that's the number, then what's the number for a regular person? Because M's a superhero.
Right.
That's like Elvis. Like Elvis Presley. Like,
and you know the standard for you is just different because of the heights that you set.
Because there's so many things that you've done in the past. But I look at it and I say, if your music becomes that thing that people really enjoy themselves to, because it changed how we consume music, how we receive it. Like, we'll look at it now. Music is visual, meaning if you hear a song from an artist that you recognize play on the radio, you may go to your telephone to hear it again. And when you do that, you're going to go to YouTube. And if there's a video there that plays with the actual song that makes you like it because the images are cool, then the artist has you. You got you at that point. But it's a still. They even put up a still picture with the name of the song, saying who is featuring and who is produced by if they don't have the video ready. But it's always uploaded because they know that this is what we're conditioned for at this point. So I think that as long as the music creates an impression where it means something, strikes a chord in someone at some point, and the music that I'm playing at this point is what would actually be out off of this actual project by the time that this is airing. I can't play you exactly what I want to play you. There's certain songs that I think I got a song that can impress you, and I'm gonna wait till these cameras go off and I'm gonna play it for you.
You are the boss. You can technically play whatever you want.
I can't, because you're gonna play this on the radio, and then it's gonna fall out of the sequence of things that I have happening with the project. See, the positive energy that you hear about this actual project, it comes from the aggressive content, the aggressive energy surrounding the actual record. It makes them feel like the very beginning of my actual music career. And knowing that that's what's necessary to recreate the energy that I had to begin with is it's important to, if you don't know who you are and how the public receives you, you don't even know how to make the right move.
Well, I have a suggestion. Let's go, because the music speaks for itself. And thus far, y'all enjoy what y'all heard thus far?
This next song I want to play for you is called Pilot.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the gratification that we feel when we look good, we feel good. It's when we actually buy clothes that make us feel like we as fly as a pilot.
There you go. Pilot, man. Let's get into it. 50 Cent.
Town Hall with 50 Cent from our New York City studios. Here's MTV senior hip-hop writer and guest moderator, Rob Markman.
What up, what up? That was Pilot, man. Y'all like that? Yeah, welcome to Sirius XM's Town Hall with 50 Cent on Shade 45. I'm your host, Rob Markman from MTV News. That's at Rob Markman on Twitter. I need some followers. I need 50 Cent type followers.
I'm not at 50 Cent.
Yeah, well, I think they know that.
I kept mine nice and simple so they could remember that one.
That's a good move. Now, Pilot. This new Pilot. What was the inspiration for this one?
I just wanted to write something in connection to one of the first things that inspires to try and to want money. I think is what happens in cycle is we find our interest in the opposite. I shouldn't even say that shit. They're gonna get me for saying the opposite sex, right? But let me figure out a way to say it. See, things are changing around here. You can't say certain shit. Look. Okay, look. At the point that we find interest in a significant other. Right?
Keep going.
We start to find more start to be more conscious of our appearance, the clothing that we choose and different things. And it's what inspires you to actually to want to have that, the financial support around you at different points. It started like that. It started with us just wanting new clothes, and then it was we want a car, new motorcycles, different things, and then nice places. In that order, too, because I wouldn't mind being at my grandmother's house when I had a nice car.
Right.
It was comfortable. We didn't even have no bills there. Right. You know, so it's like it really gradually goes from that point that you're interested in your clothes and your appearance when you're actually in high school and going to school and stuff like that, and then it goes higher. So I wanted to break it down to a level that it made sense. When I said prosperity, I mean just on every level. You know, so I went to the gratification that we feel when we look good, we feel good. It changes something.
Well,
so you know that morning when you woke up and you put on the new stuff and you could just feel like the tag you popped. He's like, this is it right here. I know I look like $100 bill.
I'm just saying, I got to thank you for that feeling of motivation to get fresh, because you made me feel real bad a couple years ago when you dropped Window Shopper.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was that Window Shopper. I ain't have it yet.
Yeah,
so now you're giving them the other side of the game.
Crazy. I did do that. I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I was thinking about actual people, like actual artists when I did that one. But you know what? Look, this next song.
Listen, let's get to some fan questions a little bit, man.
Okay.
Everybody's here, man, for you, man. Your biggest fans. And they had some questions they wanted to ask you, so I want to give them the chance, man.
All right.
Christina Malachaka. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Malachaka.
Got 50
How you
Cent.
doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. I actually had 21 questions for you, but I'll settle for this one. Of all your different endeavors, including music and movies, who is the one person that you have met that has offered you the best advice, whether it be in your career or life in general?
Well, I'll be honest. The gave me the best advice was Robert. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Robert Greene. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power, and he wrote 48 Laws of Power. He wrote 33 Strategies of War and Art of Seduction, and we worked together on the 50th floor. But before we got to do that, we talked about just like I would explaining to him the things that he was saying. The short of it actually was something that someone would relate to in the environment that I was from, but the long form was a bit complex for them. Like they'll read the back of the book, they're not going to read the book. And he said to me, well, you know, everyone is not actually going to be prepared to take the time to actually utilize the information that's given to them. Like if you pay attention and you actually keep whatever information is coming in front of you, that you choose what's valuable. But the things that you do hear that are valuable, if you make it your business to keep it, even if you have to write it down, so you have to say it to yourself or whatever, and you just keep, the person says something and you go, what did you just say? Hold on a second, put it in my phone. And hold on to it until it becomes a part of you in the way you actually would express yourself at different points. And then you develop a more advanced presentation, and I got that from Robert.
That's dope. Yeah. It's a great question, too. I mean, not that you asked me, but it's 50 Cent that gave me my best piece of advice. When he said, if I can't do it, it can't be done. I always held that with me. It's a joke.
That's right. You got to feel like that at some points.
Yeah.
When you don't have a lot around to support your idea, like for me, at some points my confidence is mistaken for arrogance. And it's because I'd be like, man, you bugging. My shit is going to blow.
Nah.
Like, you stupid. Like, now you got to have that energy in order to survive the doubt.
Right.
If you're surrounded by so many people that doubt at the same time, you got to think, where I'm coming from, there's not a whole lot of people going, you know what, you're going to have the largest debut in hip-hop album. Yeah, man, I believe it's going to happen.
Listen, let's get to another question. Miss Laverne White is here, 50 Cent.
How you doing there?
How you doing, Laverne?
Okay. My question is, when creating a new album, how do you decide which tracks make it into the album and which tracks do not?
That's a good question. You know what? I always overwrite the record. I always have more material than I actually need for it. And I'll go back. Like there's, at points while creating it, those records I have a moment. with me, like, where I'm like, ooh, I don't want to hear nothing else but this song right now. And I'm riding to that. And then they'll usually come out of sequence. But Hold On is like the last record that I wrote, and it's why it's the first record you heard. Because I was like, this got to come out first. To get my point across and have, because the tempo was slower, I know you hear everything that I'm saying. A lot of the artists now, they be doing, shut up, shit, bit, turn up. You're like, oh. You're like, just turn up. You're like, what the fuck did he say? And you're like, yo, I'm like, I'm with him too. I'm in there like, what the fuck? What was that?
Turn up.
I mean, it felt good. I just don't know exactly what he said. Like, you got a few hustles going on out there. You got to watch close, man. They'll pull their hat down so you can't see that they think that they just sold you some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or they had them glasses on so you can't see their eyes.
Right. It's a lot of that going on. But none of that going on Animal Ambition.
No,
it's all pure.
This project, you know, like, it's one of those things where, you know, I'm passionate about it. If it wins, it wins. If people don't actually enjoy it, I'll go back to the drawing board. But it's one of those things that, like, I see it as one of those, a piece that is really well put together, and I can't really see why someone would turn their nose up at it.
Right.
You know, and when they shut the cameras off, I'm going to play something that I think is special.
Oh, look at that. Y'all ready for that? All right. And so then we're gonna take a couple more questions. Nadine LeCoin, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Do you listen to any other music other than rap? And if so, would you ever collaborate with these artists?
I wish I could. I listen to a lot of different music. A lot of the Motown era. I'm certain, like, I'll be putting it. See Apollo, One Night Only. In Heaven, it's Marvin Gaye, James Brown, Ray Charles. I got Nina Simone.
He just showed his tattoos for the listening audience who can't see.
You know, like, that's the whole. I listen to a lot of different music because it inspires me a different way. And then Nina had that voice that was so rough that you're not sure a man singing or she singing. And he was like, damn, that shit was fly. That birds in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, we.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
it got artists, like, you look at our culture and you see different music that's there and you go, what happened to these people? The music was so good. It's so amazing. Like, how did they not be stars the whole time that they were around? And it's the last part of the music business, the business part of music that removes that artist when they still had time to make entries and new things ideas that would have been influential to us.
Okay. Now, Fifth, you gotta watch out for this next question. This young lady threatened me if I got her name wrong. So she got a little 50 Cent in her. I'm just warning you. Gianna Neme.
Messed it up.
Oh, shit. It's over for me. Curtains. You say your name for me. I'm sorry.
Gianna Nima.
Gianna
Nimoy.
You tried.
I'm gonna see you after the show. Well, you here for 50.
Gianna Nimoy. Your MTV days are over.
Come
They're
on.
just starting.
This is 50, right?
Okay, so what are your plans for Animal Ambition in the sense of promos and tours?
Well, I'm gonna be running around the promo because I think I got a whole new vision for the marketing for it. Is you'll see a new song come out every Tuesday following tomorrow. Tomorrow, 2 songs will come out, and that's the Hold On and Don't Worry About It. And then every Tuesday following, another song, and the music video will release every Tuesday. Yeah.
Dope question. So, get your tickets.
And I mean, things change dramatically. Now it's taking 20 weeks for the record to reach its peak position when it used to take 6 to 8 weeks. Because, like, the youthful audience connected to hip hop culture has a low attention span. So they go, yeah, this is hot. By the time you call back, you come back 20 weeks later, they're like, yeah, I told you it was hot. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Buy it. Why would I go buy it now? I told you that 12 weeks ago I would have bought it.
All right, we're going to get into another song. Before we do that, we'll take one more question.
Yeah.
Dora Marie Aya Pizzuto.
Perfect. You got it.
Oh, I got my job
Yeah.
back.
Out of all the songs you've recorded, is there one in particular that has special meaning to you?
Well, one of my favorite songs, it's always been my favorite off of the Massacre, is the Baltimore Love Thing. And that record was cool because I think it's one of the best metaphors that I've actually made in an actual song. And the record was like, it's written about heroin addiction and about how the drug would feel if it had human emotions. And when you listen to someone else tell you to leave the relationship that you're actually in, it would drag you deeper into addiction out of anger, feeling like you would actually listen to them tell you to leave me when I love you, girl. Why exactly would you want to leave me? And after all I do for you, you come back and I make you feel good over and over again, don't I? And it's that. It was cool because I got a chance to actually be in the metaphor from a male perspective, so it's accurate. The energy that the man would feel if the woman that he was passionate about was listening to someone else tell him to not be in that relationship. So it was a little bit more depth to it than Candy Shop or Amusement Park. You know what I mean? Like those were other records that were cool, but not quite as. But I have a song on my new album, Street King Immortal, that tops it.
Uh-oh.
Definitely, it's the more intimate than that. Like it's closer. It's nine. It's 9 of the most painful moments that I endured in my life, and I used them as a metaphor for something. I don't want to give what the song is away, but when you hear it, it's like it may be the first thing you hear off of that record.
Wow, looking forward to that. But until then, we got Animal Ambition coming June 3rd, and one of the records on this album, Smoke, is the name of the record, features Trey Songz and was produced by
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, right? Yeah. I mean, so
yeah,
you leave the company, but we got the relationship. We still got the beats. We still making music.
This is simple math, man. Me with the Dre beat is better. What you talking about? Like, I mean, like everything else, it is what it is. But I always make good music with Dre.
Yeah.
Regardlessly, whether it's for my project, his project, whoever it is, I can find a place. And it's because a lot of times when you work with big producers, like a new artist is so excited about the producer that they're working with that they accept the first beat that comes on. And I'm like, I don't know about that one. Let's listen to what we got here. And we'll sort through the music until we find something that really means something. Mm-hmm. And I usually don't go to Dre or come nowhere near him until I have music to put pressure on him. I play music that I made with other producers or other people. It's hot. And then he'll go, oh no, I got something. Look, watch this, look. Mm-hmm. And when you play it, then you be like, oh shit, I got a hit now.
Gotcha.
I'm good. Now I can get out of here.
So, I mean, without further ado, I think we should just get into it. This is Smoke.
This is me featuring Trey Songz, produced by Dr. Dre. It's called Smoke.
Town Hall with 50 Cent.
What's up? Welcome back. This is Sirius XM's Town Hall at Shade 45 with 50 Cent. I'm your host, Rob Markman. What you just heard was Smoke featuring Trey Songz, produced by Dr. Dre from the Animal Ambition album. And I'm no psychic, but I'm guessing somebody might have their shirt off in that video.
Oh, yeah. Probably both of us.
Yeah. Yo, we're going to get some more fan questions, though, man. I mean, your fans is here, man. The energy is great in this building. Kendra Costner, you have a question for Fifth?
Yes.
Go for it.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right. I presently work in law enforcement, and I'm about to embark on mentoring at-risk youth. Mm-hmm. And you have a compelling story regarding your background. So what advice would you give to the youth of today?
Oh, man. I had a what's the name program, a mentorship program in my neighborhood in Jamaica, South Jamaica, and I can't really tell which kids are bad because when I get there, The bad kids are not bad. They're good. They come running to next to me. They sit next to me. Because they hear things in the content that I actually create that match. It mirrors the things that go on in the environment. They feel like, oh, no, look over there. Like, this is cool. Like, it's not going to happen. They know it ain't going to happen over and over, like me just being there. So they come to me, and it's really interesting because I think all they need is a new direction, like new influences, you know, because like I sit there and I'm like, he's the bad kid? And she tell me that little motherfucker's hell on wheel. She like the lady at the way she described it is like, that little motherfucker is hell on wheels. You wait till you get out here. We gonna do something before you leave. Let me watch him now. Like she really is like on them because they've done things in the past, but I don't think there's such thing as bad kids. I think there's only kids that have the wrong influences and bad surroundings. You know what I mean? Because I see kids in the phases where everything's a question, and then if you talk 2 or 3 languages around them, at that point they'll learn 2 or 3 languages. There's no parameters to what they'll do. If they just see that negative energy in the environment, they'll learn that and do that also. Like, and then they have a problem. Like growing up, law enforcement, we didn't register everything right. So we looked at law enforcement like they just came to take someone away that you actually, even though what the person was doing was wrong. I know that as an adult. As a child, you looked at it and you saw it as an option. One of the options when there was no other option, when McDonald's wasn't an option or Burger King wasn't, because they had already been in trouble once. The street was the better option than working at McDonald's or Burger King. So we would see them when they didn't have ill will or bad intention towards people that they knew. You couldn't actually register any threat from them. So when you saw the police come get them, you'd see the handcuffs, you see them up against the car, and them take someone away that you actually had passion or love for, and then it put that negative aura around it for us as kids. Really small. If we looked at it and just all you know is what you actually see. If people tell you something, you be like, nah, they're just trying to tell us. Nah, it don't add up. Like what I saw was a little bit different, and I don't know him to be a bad person. You know, so they want me to believe what they want me to believe. Like a lot of times kids don't have the ability to listen to the message without judging the messenger. Mm. And when I actually get a chance to say it to them, and I try to do as much as possible so I can see how they actually respond to it. Like if you do have some sort of influence that's powerful, you're supposed to be using it in that way, where you influence people to do things in a positive direction where they can actually do more. You know, like I think this is why I took the time out to try and associate myself with the United Nations World Food Program with my Street King project and provide meals for kids in Africa at that point. And then with SMS Audio, I partnered with Feeding America to provide a meal with 1 million meals per year. So, because I ain't the type to go working on somebody else's house over there when I got a hole in my own roof. Mm-hmm. So when we got issues in America, then why would
give it up for that?
I be in Africa,
Yeah, now that's real. Might want to watch out for her because I don't think she's afraid to disagree with you. When you said Chief Keef is the new 50 Cent, she has such a look on her face.
If you don't shut up, he is not.
Audra mentioned, right?
Yeah, don't mention it.
How you doing?
See, I told you.
How did you come up with the name Animal Ambition for your new upcoming album?
Well, I was trying to think of the right overall theme to start the project, and I came with prosperity, and then I was trying to think of ways to say it that was similar to Get Rich or Die Trying, and then Animal Ambition came, and it was allowing me to have images, aggressive images, that would be deemed appropriate. You can't be more like, and I look at the lion. I said in the environment, what we worked to create the lion in the room concept. Meaning if that speaker in the corner was the actual lion, you probably couldn't concentrate on what I'm saying enough to remember anything that I'm saying just based on you knowing the lion's capabilities. And he doesn't have to do anything to make you feel threatened. But all of the activity that we were involved in, we were all just trying to develop that concept of the lion in the room when we come into the room, so we don't have to do anything. If your presence is that strong, you ain't got to make the threat. Then you come and everybody just, if they more concerned about me and I ain't looking for trouble, then we don't have a problem.
Just summed up the rap game in a couple of minutes. All right, we got this next question. I don't know. I'm looking at it. He looked like he has a real deep question. He's been sitting there for a minute. Matthew Dash, what's up?
What's up? How you doing, Curtis?
How you doing, man?
There are famous stories about your extreme work ethic. Producers talking about working with you till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and then seeing you an hour later in your gym working out like crazy intensely. And how do you balance all your endeavors as an artist, as a family man? You were talking last year about taking real estate courses and.
I delegate a lot of responsibilities to other people. But I have to know what it is before I actually can do that, to make sure they're actually doing their jobs. So that's like with boxing. Like when I started with boxing, I had to do a few shows before I know all of the actual responsibilities, or if I could take what they would consider one person's job function and have 2 people do it. And then what portions of those job functions would you actually need? Would it help or would it hurt that you have 2 people doing what 3 people would traditionally do? And not because you're trying to cut corners to save money, just so I have less people to talk to actually do it. Because I'll pay 2 people more than they were being paid. Those 2 people have a higher salary than those guys that work for the other company because they're splitting the third person's salary. But those 2 people communicate with each other better and get the work done faster. So I'd rather, have less people to actually talk to or communicate with all of the actual functions and different ventures involved. But to be honest with you, I haven't went to Harvard, but I got Harvard graduates that work for me. I know who to pick. I could kind of decipher who's who and see, I don't want anyone who isn't already well accomplished. I'd rather pay to have someone who is doing well at the time. And like I had to acquire Kono Audio to create my vision for SMS Audio. And it was already a functional, profitable company at that point. So it continued to be a successful venture as SMS Audio.
Cool, man. Miles McAfee.
Yes. Much respect, man. Who did you most enjoy collaborating with and why?
On this project?
On any project.
You know who I had a lot of fun with? Justin Timberlake. When we did Ayo Technology, it's not work. Music is not supposed to be work. It's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be fun and organic. If the person's conditioned to write, when the music comes on, ideas start to come. You write down your ideas and things. And it happened so fast at like working on that song together that it was one of those things that was really fun. Like we did it in Miami. He was actually on tour. So the first night he did it, but we couldn't leave it like that because his voice was hoarse from performing. And then after he had tea a few times and came back, he had a day off. We actually fixed the record and it was just done. Number 1 joint.
Produced by Timbaland, man. That was a great record. Yeah. Greg Artist.
Yes, sir.
You here
Mr.
with 50
Jackson.
Cent, man.
It's a pleasure. Who have you not worked with that you would like to work with?
Well, I haven't worked with Drake or Rihanna. I'd like to work with them. I mean, it's artists that they do things that I won't actually, like I don't do. It's a different thing. Like, so we got to find the right place for us to be working with each other on, the right song. But I don't think anyone could beat Drake at creating relationship-based content. Mm-hmm. And then Rihanna, that I think there's a shortage of female solo artists. Like, you know what I mean? If it's not I think it's Beyonce, Rihanna, and those other people. That's the way the shit's starting to feel now. Like, I mean, I really genuinely feel like that. Like,
do you think you and Beyonce could ever get a collaboration going?
Hell no, man. Jay gonna be like, no. Why would you do that? You gotta know what you got. What's the matter with you? Nah, I mean, probably. We had a song a long time ago, Thug Love. That was like in 98?
That was for Power of a Dollar, right?
Yeah,
That was
the
that
first
era.
album. We did a song together, and then that's cool. We got that tape. We don't ever do it again. We got that.
All right, man. So, listen, first of all, I want to thank the audience, man. Your guys' questions was great, and the energy in the room was just amazing. Did y'all like what y'all heard? Yeah, it sounds good. Man, I mean, again, we celebrated last year the 10-year anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying, so it's been 10 years since, and you had a career before then, but since that phase of your career, a little over 10 years. And, most artists, and from the era that you grew up on, the EPMDs, the KRS ones, it was hard to have a career that lasts 10 years. Now, here you are with the new deal. I mean, the energy feels new. It feels reinvigorated. Feels like you got your win back. So it's not Animal Ambition, and that's it. Where does 50 Cent go from here, Animal Ambition and beyond?
Well, I mean, it's just me focusing and on music. Again, like I get a chance to, not only this project, you'll see me actually find what's next, like what other artists I want to groom and bring to the forefront. So you'll start to see me have new people around, and then you'll see me traveling and touring and everything, and then you'll start to hear material from them come out. And it's like hitting the restart button. Then you'll see what evolves into what happens is the next chapter of, my actual career.
Okay. Anybody you got your eye on? You could just tell it's just me and you in the room.
Kid's a part of it, but there's a lot of other artists that I actually want to work with, and I'm kind of sorting out who I'll pick up next. Like, I'll pick up a few new acts while I'm actually traveling and touring, so I can groom them for performance. At that point, I'll put them on stage and teach them some new stuff.
Sounds exciting. Y'all excited? A new G-Unit Records, a new roster, a new 50 Cent?
Yeah, we get it going. I mean, in the old G-Unit, I mean, to me, they're all the same. Like me, the Young Buck, Lloyd Banks, Tony Young is the same person to me.
Wow.
So,
wow.
There's, I mean, at some point, maybe, like, they can work on it, and then I hear it, and then maybe I rap on it. And then we have the actual record. So we'll see what happens if they can get it together.
All right. I hope so. That'd be dope. I think the fans will enjoy it. But until then, we got Animal Ambition, June 3rd, new music every week leading up to it, new visuals coming.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Yeah, man, check it out. I just want to thank everybody for sitting with us for this Sirius XM Town Hall with 50 Cent at Shade 45. I've been your host, Rob Markman. He's been the superstar, the gracious, the talented Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Give it up. Thank you for listening.
You've been listening to another subscriber exclusive. Sirius XM's Town Hall featuring 50 Cent from our New York City studios. Airing every day through Monday. Go to SiriusXM.com/Shade45 for the full encore schedule. 50 Cent's new album, Animal Ambition, is available for pre-order now and comes out June 3rd.